Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow benders, today is a good and interesting day to talk about Avatar The Last Airbender, and in this case, of course, with the Netflix adaptation. Last night was the LA premiere of the first episode of the show, and the reactions coming out of it are very positive, with some still hesitant on the series as a mixed bag. On top of that, no joke, as I was writing up this video, we got a brand new clip reveal that dropped, and we are going to talk about that one as well, because there is some interesting stuff in that new reveal. We are going to break it all down in this video today. My fellow benders of all four nations, welcome to Uncle Iroh's Tea Shop, the Jasmine Dragon. Find yourself a seat, grab some jasmine tea, and enjoy the video. Like with my recent videos, let's see if we can hit a goal of 250 likes on this one. Alright, as usual, we are not going to waste any time, and I actually want to jump right into the reactions of last night's LA premiere first before we get into the new clip. A clip, by the way, just in case anybody for some reason asks me in the comments, is on Twitter for Netflix's official Avatar account. Anyways, like I said at the beginning, a lot of the reactions that were coming out of last night's premiere were positive, with some still not fully on board, and I have to say, I am very surprised at one of the reactions that was said on Twitter, given the fact that the official Netflix Avatar account retweeted it, and there is no perfect one to start with here than this one. From Mike Thomas on Twitter, he says, "The first episode of Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender is fantastic. From the opening scene, you realize that this is far better than the 2010 film. The fights are great, but the standouts are the actors. These kids feel like Team Avatar. A fun new take on a timeless classic." So you guys see why I chose this one as the first one to showcase. The man took the time to take a diss to the 2010 film in his reaction, and the main Avatar The Last Airbender Netflix account retweeted that. I'm sorry, but that is just hilarious to me, and honestly, I kind of love it. The next reaction moves over to my good friend the Avatarist, as he says that Netflix's Avatar is peak cinema. 10 out of 10 first episode, and he's got a review coming soon on his channel for it. The next reaction comes from POC Culture, where they say it is truly animation come to life. Between the sets, costumes, and SFX, it is a visual feast. The fight choreography and bending action are epic, and they loved it. Next up, we have Rama's Screen, who says that episode 1 was spectacular. This live-action version has done the old animated show, of which I was a fan of, incredible justice. The cast were terrific, the visuals were remarkable, and Gordon Cormier is a revelation. Next, we have @RenGeekness on Twitter, as he says that I can confidently say I fell in love with the world of Avatar The Last Airbender all over again. The cast brings to life the characters and dynamics in all new ways, forging its own path in this fantastic story with compelling characterization, breathtaking world building, and action. Next, we have yet again another reaction dissing the 2010 film. From Caleb Williams of Night Edge Media, who apparently broke several exclusive stories around the development of the show, says that Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender is everything you hope. The show literally shits all over the movie in the very first 30 seconds. While I do have some minor issues with the writing / constant exposition, Ian Owsley is just a fucking star. CBR's Ryden says that as a huge Avatar The Last Airbender fan, I was satisfied with the first 2 episodes of the Netflix series. I am cool with the changes and thought the bending was well done. Some of the acting was a little stiff and I wish was more cinematic, but it is a solid start. David Opie, who is a freelance journalist, says that Avatar The Last Airbender episodes 1 and 2 are pretty decent so far, and I say that as an obsessive fan. There are definitely issues, but it's better than the controversies would have you think. If you are open to it, you will have fun, but if you've already made up your mind, you will hate it. We have a few other less positive and mixed bag reactions here that I want to show. From Raphael Montemayor on Twitter, he says, I am finally allowed to say that the first episode of Avatar The Last Airbender is a huge letdown. Sure, the bending looks great and generally the visuals are solid, but this is a mixed bag of an adaptation. Too much exposition, poor writing, and horrible pacing. Dallas Leo rules, though. We have another one from Wild Patrol on Twitter, as he says, I've seen the first episode of Netflix's Avatar and it is rough. Way too long and way too much packed into it. Important moments are super underwhelming, acting is meh, costuming, bending, and fights look great, but other VFX are hard to look at. Can we please lock up the volume? Honestly, I can kind of relate a little bit with that last point that he says about the volume, because I have noticed some shots in the footage that we've seen where you could tell that they shot it on the volume, and with some green screen. So again, I can relate to what he's saying there. So as you can see right here, like I said at the beginning, it seems like the reactions are more positive, but there are a few that are mildly negative and more mixed. These are just some of the many reactions I could find, and overall, I'm still happy that there are people who found the first episode to be good, even if some were in a disagreement. And to some point as well, I would love to hear if some of these people who gave out more mixed bag reviews had seen the original cartoon or not. Given how someone like Raphael, for example, mentioned how there is a lot of exposition, I think you'll find that even the cartoon had its exposition-like moments at the start. But again, these are just most of the general reactions coming out for the first episode. I know there was the few as well for some people who saw the first two, so we'll have to wait and see if we get more down the line in the coming weeks leading up to the eventual release of the whole show. The premiere itself looked very fun, and of course I was not able to go because I am just not big enough and well known to where I could have gotten an invite. But everyone from the cast and crew to even the original creators who were apparently spotted at the premiere seemed to have a good time. Also, I know I pronounced some of the names of the cast in this video, and I've seen your comments with regards to that, and I am trying to work on pronouncing everything correctly. I just really suck at names, so I apologize there, and I'm going to continue working on it. Alright, so it is now time to go over to the new clip reveal that we got this morning. So the opening 15 seconds of this new clip is an extended look as to a scene that we've already seen of Ozai having a monologue in the Fire Nation throne room. He's talking to a group of people that I cannot identify but have weapons in their hands, and so this might be somewhat of an uprising or maybe a betrayal from inside of the Fire Nation, but I cannot fully say for certain. Ozai asks, "Are we not the greatest nation in the world, bringing the entire world under one rule to ensure an era of peace?" And then after he asks this question to them, he seemingly looks like he's about to firebend them and maybe even kill them, which is kind of dark, and you see that in Azula's eyes as she's kind of fascinated and interested in what he's doing. We get a little new shot of Ozai in a cool looking painting of sorts, which I kind of dig, and this is followed by an extended look at again another scene that we've seen before of Zuko and Iroh fighting Earth Kingdom soldiers after they have captured Iroh. There's a new scene of Zuko talking to his men and crew on board of his ship, new scenes of the fight in the prison where Zuko as the Blue Spirit is rescuing Aang. We also get a brand new reveal shot very quickly of none other than the Fire Sages when Aang went to the Fire Nation Temple in the Winter Solstice arc. It is a very quick shot that I had to get on a good frame, but you can clearly tell it is them by their outfits. We get another shot of Aang fighting on Zuko's ship, a brand new shot of Azula firebending with red flames, which might indicate that this is a little earlier on before she got her blue flames. We then have another new shot of Zuko firebending with Iroh behind him, and the location makes me believe that this is probably the Northern Water Tribe if I had to take a guess. Zuko's commentary, of course, in this clip is about the fact that their mission is vital to the future of the Fire Nation and that he will find the Avatar as he's talking to his crew. He tells them that they will prove themselves worthy or they will die trying, which, again, weirdly and funny enough, that is a more darker way that they are going about that with that line, I think, and I don't think I ever remember Zuko telling anybody that they will die trying to get the Avatar, even if at times he acted that way in the cartoon with how desperate he was. That is pretty much all I could gather from this clip, as that is where it ends, and again, a lot of this stuff is leaving me curious, but also excited to see what they are going to be doing. And with all that being said, I've got nothing more to discuss for today's video. I am also currently working on a fun video for tomorrow morning where we discuss the details potentially of what each episode could be doing, so stay tuned for that. Most importantly though, right now I want to hear all your thoughts on everything we discussed today with regards to the first reactions and this new clip that we got revealed to us along with my commentary on all of it. If you did enjoy them all, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new here and turn on that notification bell. On your way out of Uncle Iroh's tea shop, be sure to let him know how much you appreciate his jasmine tea and his words of wisdom that come with it. I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all soon for more Avatar.